Hello friends, today we're going to be working on our self-portraits. Now, to get started, we need to think about how much space our face is going to take up on our page. One thing that I like to do is I like to put my hand in the middle of my page and mark the top of my hand and the bottom of my hand. And this gives me a general idea of how big I want my face to be. Because if I make my face too small, I'm not going to be able to get those details. And if I make it too big, I'm not going to have the room to do my background. So if we start off with our hand in the middle and mark the top of our head and the bottom of our head, that's going to give us a good idea of how big our portrait's going to need to be. For my portrait today, all I need is a piece of paper, a pencil, and if you have a photo of yourself, that could be helpful as well. So to get started, I am going to look at the shape of my chin. Now, my chin in my picture is pretty round, so I'm gonna start with my chin. I'm gonna draw it nice and round, and I'm gonna try to make it a similar shape to what it is in my picture. So once I have that done, I'm going to bring up the sides of my face. So in this one, it kind of goes out a little bit, and I've got nice round cheeks, so it kind of goes up like this. And then I'm going to just connect the top of my head. And there I have the shape of my head. And I drew nice and lightly so that way I can erase later. Okay, now, dimensions of our face. Now, if I look at this picture, my eyes are in the middle of the shape of my head. So I'm gonna draw a nice light line in the middle of my head, and that's gonna be where I have my eyes. And then I'm gonna draw a line in the middle between those two lines. And that's going to be my nose. When I break apart these two lines, my lips are going to be right here. So now, using some of the inspiration that I have on my Weebly site or by using your picture, we're gonna start drawing our face. So if I look at my nose, I'm gonna draw my nose first because that's kind of hard for me. I'm gonna look in the middle, and that's where I'm gonna draw my nose. My nose kind of starts where my eyes are, and it goes down, and then I've got my little nostrils, and then I've got these big ol' laugh lines that I'm gonna draw, and I'm gonna draw my eyes. And I've got real small almond eyes, eyelids, some eyelashes. I'm gonna draw my eyebrows. And then I'm gonna draw my mouth. And I'm just trying to look for the shapes that my face is making. It's not gonna look exactly like me, but that's okay. And our ears go right next to our eyes. All right, so now that I have all of my dimensions drawn, I'm gonna go ahead and erase all of those lines because we don't actually have those lines on our face. And I don't have little labels that say what all those lines mean, so I'm gonna erase all of this. And I'm gonna start adding in some of my detail work. after taking a break and readjusting some of the parts of my face, I think I'm happy with my artwork. One thing that I did with my eyes to make them look a little bit more smiley, they were originally drawn like this, and so instead I erased the bottom part so that way they were a little bit more squinty so it looked like I was smiling. And then I changed the way that my mouth looked a little bit so that way it showed a little bit more of that signature Miss Zamora smile. And I made my chin a little bit longer so that way it looked more like the picture. So right now, we don't have any color on our picture, but I think this looks a little bit like me. Would you agree? I think so. So now we're gonna start taking our paints and start adding some color in. Now, make sure that whenever you start painting, this is your final product, because a lot of times what's going to happen is if you're using paint, especially watercolors, your original drawing is going to show through. You can change a little things here and there, but make sure that your base drawing is mostly complete.